All right, so we are in Microsoft Word. And the first thing we're going to do for this project is we're going to change the way our paper is going. Right now when you bring up a paper, our paper goes up and down. It goes portrait style. We're going to change that. We're going to go to Layout. We're going to change the orientation to be Landscape. That now changes our paper from going this way to this way. Make sense? Okay, and we've done that before. You guys know how to do that. In Microsoft Word, if you go to Charts, this is where we get graphing charts again. That's not what we want. In Microsoft Word, for the Mac computers, it's kind of a little different. They call the diagrams Smart Art. We call them Smart Art. So we're going to click on this tab. And these are the different types of diagrams we're going to be using over the next few weeks. Today we're going to go to the one that says Relationship. We're going to hit the down arrow, and you're going to need to scroll down, and we're going to choose this one right here. Does anybody know the name of this type of diagram? Yes.
Isn't it a Venn diagram?
Very good. Venn diagram. Probably the most common diagram that you guys have seen. Probably the most common diagram you guys will use in the future. Very, very common. Teachers love using Venn diagrams. You're going to be doing them all the time. In fact, I happen to know from a certain teacher that I know very, very well, more than any other teacher, that you're going to be using this during her class in 2 weeks. So, again, you're going to be using this. Okay? All right. But this Venn diagram looks different. What is different about this Venn diagram compared to the ones that you typically see? Yes?
There's 3 circles and just 2.
Good, there's 3 circles. And with a Venn diagram, you can actually have 3, 4, 5, 8 circles. Just most commonly, you only have 2. And for ours, we're only going to have 2 as well. The first thing I'm going to do, though, I've changed my paper layout. I've put my Venn diagram in. If I go to File and Print right now, notice where my Venn diagram is located. It's very small, and it's up in the corner. I don't want that. I want my Venn diagram to take up the entire page. So I'm going to hit Cancel. Who can tell me, what do these blue areas here represent? What do those do? What are those? Yeah. They're not borders. There's a different name for it. You're close. Yes.
They like show where you are on the page, like if you kind of clicked over to the next thing.
The ruler shows, this shows where we're on the page. Yes?
It shows what pins I need to left on the bluish code. That's what it does in the thing. Because
Okay.
if you make it too big on the side, it won't.
Right. And the official name, those are the margins. Those are the margins of the paper. Those are the parts that do not print. It's important that we know that. Because we're going to make this diagram bigger, but we don't want to go into the margins because then it wouldn't print. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to scroll down a bit. We're going to grab the corner of this thing and we're going to drag it across and down so that it takes up most of the page but does not go into the margins. That made it bigger. You want to do that first. If you do that last, your circles are not going to stay the same size. When I did that, all my circles stayed the same size compared to each other. We want all the circles. We don't want one circle really big and one circle really small. We want them all the same size. So you want to make sure you do that first.
How will you know if it goes into the margin?
Because you would drag it into this blue area. You don't want to drag it into that blue area. Okay? The next thing I'm going to do is get rid of that circle, and I could do that by clicking on this gray rectangle piece. And when I do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit this minus button. Does everybody see that? Boom, got rid of the circles. Of course, if I wanted to add it back in, I just hit the plus button. Okay, but I do not want that there, so I'm going to hit the minus button. So now I have a Venn diagram that looks a lot more like what you're used to. Okay. Next piece, I'm going to put in my titles because I have to know what these circles represent. If I don't put a title, I'm not going to know what the circle represents. Here we go. Insert text box. You're going to use this a lot. Click and drag where you want the text box. Notice what happened. When I put the text box in, half my circle, or maybe 7/8 of my circle disappeared. When I put that text box in, it was like putting another sheet of paper on top of the one sheet of paper. You can't see through it. I have to make it so that we can see through that top sheet of paper. I'm going to right-click on it, format the shape. Right-click, format shape. And then I'm going to go to layout. We have not done this yet this year. I'm going to go to layout. And I'm going to do in front of text. When I click on that and hit OK, it makes it so that that text box is clear. Makes it so that that sheet of paper is clear. Can I have somebody give me a gospel that they'd like me to do? Yes.
Gospel according to John.
Oops. Notice I'm capitalizing it like a title. For right now, I'm going to leave it small. And I'm going to leave it there. I'll center it and make it bigger, kind of clean it up at the end. I'm going to insert another text box. Put it over here. Again, it's going to disappear. You need to right click, format that shape in front of. Can I have another person choose another one for me? Yeah.
Matthew.
No, and I get that. All right. So I have my two titles in here. Now I have to get to filling in the text. Do I need a title for the center section? I don't. Because in a Venn diagram, it's understood that this section has to do with John, this section has to do with Matthew, and the section in the middle has to do with both. That's just an understood thing for Venn diagrams. You do not need to put a title. Okay. So I could go ahead and type in here. And when I type in here, you'll notice that it gets smaller. And that's great. For some projects, that would work perfectly. For this project, I want each sentence to be separate. And because of that, we can't use this. So we're going to click it here. You're going to type a couple things, just a couple letters, and then you're going to delete it. That will get rid of the text box. Does everybody see that?
Yes.
Now I can go in and insert my own text box. You want to make sure you do that. I'm going to right click on that. Format the shape, again, in front of. Okay. Now I have it like this. I'm going to use a bullet point. Okay. You guys know how to do bullet points. Format, bullet point. And I'm going to choose something that is different about this gospel compared to Matthew. So if I look at John in here, and I look at Matthew in here, okay, can anybody tell me anything that they see that is different? Yeah.
Matthew's was written after AD 72, and John was near the end of the first century of AD.
Okay, so I can write that in. So John, I can write in near the end of the first century AD. I can hit return. Do my next one. Does everybody understand that? Awesome. For some of these, look at how little your space is here. It's a little itsy bitsy baby space. If you click on the circle in the center, you can move this over so that it overlaps a little bit more. Make it a little bit bigger. You don't want to change the size of your circles. You want your circles to stay the same size because you want them to be the same. But you can move them so that they overlap a little bit if you need to. Okay? You would do the same thing over here for Matthew. Insert a text box, put your bullet point in, put your text. You would do the same thing in the middle. When we're talking about similarities, I want these to be real similarities that are informational. Yes, I know they were both human. I don't need to, that's not a real thing to put in the middle that's going to show me that you know a similarity between the two gospels. Yes, I know that they both believed in Jesus. I want a similarity that is unique. Okay? Yeah.
Just say like that they're both saints.
That would be better. Yes. Okay. All right. Just like anything else, we have to add some other tech elements. Okay. Yes, this looks nice. Yes, I like the color blue. But let's add some fun tech elements in here. I can click on a circle. And I can go right click on it and I can go to Format Shape. And underneath Fill, I can choose a color. When I choose that color, it's going to come up looking like this. When it comes up looking like that, what do you notice is missing?
The middle.
Yes, Abby.
The middle.
The middle section, you can't see it. Okay, a Venn diagram does not work if you can't see the middle section. Here's how you fix it. Right here, there is a transparency section. Drag it over. As it becomes more transparent, you can now see through it. Maybe you want to get fancy schmancy and you go to gradient. And you add in another color. Okay. Looks very different. If you use a gradient, I have to be able to tell where the two circles are. If you use a gradient, you must add in a line. Let me say that again. If you use a gradient like this, where you have multiple colors in the circle, you must add in a line. Here's how you do it. Right click, format the shape. Really easy, line. Not hard. Right now it says no line. Let's add in a line. We want it to be red. Was that difficult? No. Can you customize that? Yeah. Weight and arrows. If you make this bigger, notice what happens to my line. It gets bigger. Maybe you don't want a solid line. Maybe you want a dash line. Okay? Gotta have a line if you're using a gradient. Not hard, just make sure you do it. Okay. When you are clicked on this, and you're on Smart Art, couple other things. You can click here. There are different things. Make sure yours is easy to read. If I choose this one, are my circles easy to read? No. This is not a good choice. Okay. If I use that one, is that easy to read?
Yes.
Yes, that's okay. That's easy to read. So don't do the slanty ones. Those are hard to read. Don't do those. Okay. Look over here under colors. Maybe you want a color, but you don't want to have to pick the colors yourself. You want the computer to pick the colors, but you know that you don't want blue. You do that, they'll automatically change the color for you. So that way you don't have to worry about doing all those other things. It will change it for you, and there's a whole bunch of them. Okay? Whole bunch of them. You're going to need 3 facts over here. You're going to need 3 facts over here. And you're going to need 2 facts in the center. 3 facts on one side, 3 facts on the other side, and 2 in the center.